everyone, this is Cody, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit since I've had a long-form video like this on the channel. Just start off by saying this video is completely unscripted, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just say what comes from the top of my head and just give you all my overall thoughts on this. So yeah, here we go. So I just finished my playthrough of Donkey Kong Bonanza. Of course, when I say that, I'm talking about the story mode. I still am going for 100% completion, so I still need to do that. So I just want to go ahead and give my overall thoughts on what I think of the game. And yeah, let's just dive right in. I'm not going to really waste too much time. I don't want to make this video too long. I just kind of want to give just a simple summary of what I thought of the game. And yeah, that's really about it. I don't want to really waste too much time on that. So let's dive right in. So this video is not going to contain any spoilers. Any footage you see here is from my playthrough itself. So any footage you see here will not be, there'll be no spoilers. I know the game has just recently came out, so I don't want to spoil anybody on that, because seeing this whole game for yourself is definitely worth it in terms of the story elements. So, yeah, let's just dive right in, like I said. So let's go. So first off, the gameplay. The gameplay is super good. It's super great. Now, if you're somebody that likes Mario Odyssey, I cannot recommend this game enough. I loved Mario Odyssey. That's probably one of my favorite Switch 1 games, obviously, of all time. It's like my second favorite 3D Mario, right behind Super Mario Sunshine. So I love that game. And DK Bananza feels like it takes the core concept and formula of Super Mario Odyssey and just kind of expands on it. But of course, it's also a bit different in its own way because this isn't a Mario game. This is a Donkey Kong game. So of course, there's elements from Donkey Kong in here, and they honestly translate very well into 3D. And honestly, you can just from playing this, again, like if you've played Odyssey, you'll notice that this game has a lot of like Odyssey DNA to it, which is a great thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But it takes a lot of Odyssey's core ideas and concepts, and really just kind of expands upon them, which is really great. The whole banana gems, so how they work is when you collect those are used for your skill tree, and that's to kind of upgrade your whole skill set. So not to get into any spoilers, but of course you have your standard moves, and you know, just it's also used for some of your abilities. I don't really want to talk too much about the skill tree because again, it's probably gonna get into spoiler territory. But let's just as a brief summary, it is used for a lot of mechanics and moves in the game, and that's what the banana gems are for, or banandium gems as they're called. That's what they're used for the game, is to really, you know, increase your stats and whatever, increase your skill set that you have there. So that's what it's used for, and I find I like that whole mechanic more than how the power moons worked for Odyssey, because in Odyssey, you know, you usually get a set number of power moons just to go from kingdom to kingdom, and that's really it. They had no other use besides that. Whereas in this game, they actually feel like they kind of, you know, they kind of just improve the overall gameplay experience, and you know, they improve the mechanics, and they just pretty much allow you to do more things, which is great, and I really like that. It feels like it's a nice improvement over what the power moons did in Odyssey, so that's great. I really like that. It definitely feels more useful. I will say that much. So I like that concept a lot. This game has a lot of collectibles in it. You know, you have fossils, a bunch of treasure chests, gold. Gold is basically this game's equivalent of coins. There's also core chips as well, which is basically, I guess, this game's equivalent of also as like it's also another equivalent of coins, because they're also used to buy bananium gems at some of the shops in some of the areas, similar to how you could buy power moons in the shops in multiple kingdoms in Odyssey. It's basically similar to that. It's pretty much the same core concept at the end of the day. I would say overall my favorite thing about well, maybe not my most favorite thing, but going from the top of my head here, I really love the level design in this game, and the fact that you can kind of just smash through any terrain that's in your way, and that you can just kind of go, you know, explore this whole world or whatever area you're in, and basically, no, I shouldn't really say sky's the limit because you're not really in the sky. Obviously, the whole game is underground, but I digress. Basically, the whole area that you're in is the limit, so you can smash through literally anything that's in your way, and you can just explore and do whatever you want, really. Honestly, the last time I've seen a Nintendo game be this explorative, honestly, was probably Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, which is really nice. I'm not really much of a Zelda fan, so just the way that impacts me personally isn't really a whole lot, because I'm not really much of a Zelda guy. But it's really cool just to see that nonetheless. It's really neat. And, you know, Mario Odyssey to an extent also had a bit of a little exploration kind of bit to it a little bit, but I find Bananza really improves that and takes it to a whole nother level, just because, you know, you have the whole mechanic where, you know, you can punch and everything, punch the terrain and go through whatever you really want in this game. You can literally just go anywhere you want in this game in whichever area you're in, so it's really great. Of course, there are sometimes obstacles that will get in your way, but for the most part, you can just break whatever you see right in front of you. You can just do whatever. And of course, there's also multiple challenge levels for you to come across, which is more of like a you know, challenge, of course, because they're challenge levels, obviously, and you get Bananium gems for those from those too. And it's like there's also some of them are references to like Donkey Kong Country. Like for example, there's one level that is a complete reference to the original Donkey Kong, and it's or the original Donkey Kong Country. Sorry, you might have seen it. Nintendo showed that in the trailer, so. But that's all I really want to talk about that, because again, I don't really want to get into much spoilers, but I just wanted to bring that up because it's really cool just seeing like those kind of nostalgia kind of references here in the game like this. Like in general, this game to me just kind of feels like an entire like love letter to the entire Donkey Kong series, which is really nice, and I love that a lot. Pauline, which is of course, you know, it's a whole duo kind of thing with DK and Pauline in this game, and honestly, I wasn't really sure how to feel about it at first, and I will say after playing the game, I really actually kind of dig it. It's actually really fun and cool. I like that. Because not only is Pauline, you know, just kind of there as your sidekick, she actually benefits you, like, long-term in the game. She's actually very useful, and I don't really want to talk about how she's useful because it's, you know, it's story spoilers, and I don't really want to get into that too much. But, just so you know, Pauline is very beneficial to the story and plot. She's probably just the main driving point, honestly. And honestly, she benefits a lot. She benefits the story a lot and just the gameplay in so many ways. And I like that a lot. The music in this game is great. There's a lot of iconic songs in here. Definitely some remixes of some old ones, I think, as well, from what I've heard. And definitely a lot of the new songs are great too. I love that too. I will say the villains in this game are great. I'd like to see them again. I think some of them are pretty neat. There is one in particular villain, which I'm not going to talk about because I think it's really worth that you see it for yourself, but it's definitely one that I think a lot of people are going to like for sure. It's a really cool villain. So yeah, that's all I'm really going to say about that part, because I don't want to ruin that for anybody. But yeah, no, the villains are overall probably one of the coolest part about this game. I think they did them really well. I like them a lot. And hopefully they come back for another game. Hopefully get another 3D Donkey Kong game here in the future, which would be cool. I know they said they want to make more 3D Donkey Kong games and 2D ones. They want it to kind of be like Mario, how Mario has two different branches, where it's like you have 2D Mario and 3D Mario, and they want to do that for Donkey Kong now too. So I'm all for that. I'd love to see more 3D Donkey Kong games, 100%. I would be totally down for that. But yeah, gameplay-wise, honestly, I have no complaints with the gameplay. I would probably give a nice solid 10 out of 10. Honestly, some of the bosses in this game, which kind of relates to the gameplay too, because you kind of have to plan your gameplay accordingly, and you kind of have to just look at certain patterns and stuff. And I think stuff like that really makes the game just more fun and honestly more challenging. There are some instances in this game where I was, you know, maybe a bit frustrated on a certain part, maybe for a couple of minutes, because it was a bit challenging for me personally, anyway. Yeah, honestly, I would say the overall challenge, and also, you know, this game isn't super hard either, but the easy aspects of it are also fun too. I don't really have any issues with that. But I will say one thing you definitely want to do is, which I haven't really done a whole lot, well, I have done quite a bit of it, but I definitely want to do more of it now that I finished the main story, is just do a whole lot of exploring, and that's how you're really going to come across all these secrets, these hidden Bananium gems and other hidden secrets and collectibles and levels and whatnot. That's how you're really going to come across this stuff. So definitely when you're playing the game, definitely make sure you do that, because in my playthrough I did it quite a bit, but I feel like I could have did it a lot more too, and I'm definitely going to do that now that I'm in the post-game part of the game. So I'm definitely going to do that. So yeah, honestly. So yeah, gameplay aside, gameplay is great, and honestly the whole level design, the fact, like I said, you can just go wherever you want, kicking the terrain, punching it, breaking whatever, and a whole bunch of other things. It just makes the gameplay so much better, honestly. Whole world design is great. No issues with that. Yeah, honestly, when I come to think of it, I don't really have a whole lot of negatives to say about this game. Like, I'm thinking on the top of my head here, and I really can't think of a single negative to really think of, honestly. Yeah, no, I can't really think of any negatives to really think about here, because the game is just really that great. I'm sure there's probably some parts that I found was a bit, you know, kind of underwhelming, maybe to a little extent, but I can't even think of it on the top of my head right now, honestly, as I'm recording this. So yeah, so gameplay aside, like I said, mechanics aside, it's great. Soundtrack, like I said before, is fantastic. It's probably just one of the best soundtracks Nintendo has put together in quite a while. I love it a lot. That's really great too. The whole level design is fantastic. Like I've mentioned a couple times already. That's probably that's probably the best part of this entire game. Just the fact that you can, like I said, punch anything, go wherever you want. So it's great. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really have any more thoughts to say about this other than that if you have a Switch 2, definitely play the game. It's definitely a must-buy in my opinion. It definitely 100% is, and it's definitely a treat. It's a treat. And the fact that the Switch 2 has only been out now for like a little over 6 weeks, and already we have Mario Kart World and this game as well already, I would say this generation is off to a really strong start already. So that's really great. That's a really strong start to a new console generation. It really is. So I'm really happy about that, seeing just how well the Switch 2 has really taken off here in just the first 6 weeks of it being out on the market, right? So yeah, that's all I really gotta say for this video. Donkey Kong Bananza is truly a work of art. It's a great game, and if you love Mario Odyssey, like I said at the beginning of the video, you are 100% going to love this video, and definitely give it a chance, because it is so good. It just takes everything the Odyssey formula did well, and just expands upon it. It really does. And in a lot of ways, I definitely think I like this game more than Mario Odyssey, but in some ways, I definitely prefer Mario Odyssey in some other regards as well. So, yeah, honestly, that's pretty much my whole arcing opinion about Donkey Kong Bananza. I would honestly give it a solid 9 out of 10, honestly, or maybe even a close 10 out of 10, honestly. I can't even decide on a score right now because, like, it's really, you know, I haven't really 100% of the game yet, so maybe I really can't give it a final score at the moment. But for what I've played, it's great. I just don't really have many complaints right now, and you should definitely pick this game up if you have a Switch 2, and if you like 3D platformers, just give it a try. Just give it a try if you like 3D platformers. I promise you, you will not regret it, and yeah. That's all I gotta say for this video. Definitely go play Donkey Kong Bananza. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.